get the buy box. And then if it's a very, very popular product that, it just sells itself, like you could sell above the buy box, then we would use like AI match rule, like AI match boost profit. And then that will only reprice down to the buy box, and it's going to reprice above that. And if you want to make it even more profit driven, then you could even use like what we call like price looping or scheduler, which can then you can proactively schedule the price up itself. You can every like 3 hours, then you can increase your price proactively. Yeah. So
And that's
just to
part of
answer your question.
the settings for the rule, or is it a different
Yeah,
rule that you have to
that's
set up?
part of the setting for the rule.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's in the second, like if you use the AI match, it's in the second part. Yeah, I know we can get into that later,
Gotcha.
just to show everybody where that is. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, we're happy to answer all your questions here. Yeah. And yeah, to get you better performance in Q4. Yeah, and then so today we're going to be covering quite a bit of different topics. Yeah, mostly we'll talk a little bit, who BQool are, some of the new plans that we have, and then we'll go into Q&A time. Yeah, for everyone to ask questions. That's why we're here. Yeah. So we'll just wait for you guys to
I think
start, and then when you
I
want to
think we
start,
could
then
probably get
we'll.
started at this point.
All right.
Yeah, I'd say we can get started, right, Amanda? We're good. Yeah. I'll hand it over to you. I'll just put this on mute and let you guys go. Appreciate you.
Do you guys want to introduce us? Yeah, for the people who don't know who we are.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. It looks like there's about 16 people in here. This is Samuel and Alex from BQool, the Repricer for Amazon. Hopefully soon integrating repricing for Walmart. And yeah, here they are. They're based in Taiwan right now. So thank you so much for being here so early in your workday.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're super happy to be here. Yeah, we've been in the repricing business for more than 12 years. Yeah, so we continue to make updates. It's very reliable, very consistent. And yeah, we're a feature-rich, affordable AI repricer. And right now we have we're number one in the market share. And then so we are very confident that with our tools, we can help you grow your business to 7 figures. We even have sellers who are doing $100 million per year. Yeah. So whether you're just starting out, whether you've been at it for some time, we have the tools that you need to get to the next level. Yeah. So we'll first start out just giving everyone, like, we have some new plans that we just released that is available. Yeah. And then yeah, we have some new plans that basically, like, we wanted to make our AI affordable for everybody. Yeah. So we have some new plans for people who are just starting out. In this call, right? Like, I'm just curious, how many people have just started out, and then how people have been selling for a while now? Yeah, maybe you can. I don't know if you guys would raise your hands, like, yeah. So, like, how many people, like, you're just starting out, you're new.
Okay, so 3 years, 2 years,
2 years, 3 years. Okay, different people. Yeah,
or 6
6
months,
months.
couple of months. Okay. Selling for 1 year.
Okay. Yeah, so we see, like, everybody, they been starting. There's different, couple of months. Some people have been selling for a couple of years. Yeah, so all different type of people who are here. So we're gonna first start out just sharing a little bit about our new plan, just to let everyone know about our new plan. We'll just quickly cover that, and then we'll go into the question time for you guys. All right, so let me just share my screen here real quick. Yeah, so who's curious about what our new plan have, like for if you're for newer sellers? Like, we have a new starter plan. It's a $25 starter plan, and what it's very you still get a lot of the features that we have. Yeah, what's our new $25 AI plan or starter plan?
Yeah, I mean, like, first of all, we will have like 50 AI rules, because before, like, for $25, you would only have like rule based, but now like you also have like 50 AI listings. And usually people, when they're using AI, like the performance is much better than using rule based. And because AI is much smarter, it can think and predict like how it should reprice, like in order to win the buy box. So like to have the highest chance to win the buy box. Also, we have like instant repricing speed. So we reprice as fast as Amazon allows with a $25 plan. And also we have like 50 filters that you can use. And filters is something that we have, and not all of the repricers, they have it on the market. And filters can help you quickly find out different type of the listings by using filters. For example, you can find listings that are having like your win buy box at 0%, or maybe like listings that are have been in the stock for like 30 days or more, or like maybe like some of the listings that are not having any sales or had more than a certain amount of sales. So by using filters, you can quickly find the different type of listings and maybe apply different type of rules to them, or change your min price if you want. So those are some of the things that we have. Also, we have profit calculator. And why is it good to use profit calculator?
Well, for profit calculator, you can calculate your min price and max prices. And this will pull in like the Amazon fulfillment fees, and it will help you set your min and max prices. And I want to ask Brian and Amanda and Andrew, like, which are some of the features that you use in BQool that you use often?
So I usually start out with the equalizer, and then I'll adjust from there just to see. Depends on, it's ASIN based. Depends on, volume and the speed of sales. I'll play around. Sometimes I'll do like, what's the profit one? I can't remember that we were using.
Profit booster, I think.
I think it's Profit Booster.
I think it is.
Yeah, I'm still playing around with them, trying to learn to see like, which one works best per ASIN, I guess. It's good to test, just to see how it's performing.
Yeah, I'd say I agree with all of that. That's pretty much, I mean, the same concept that we've both been doing the whole time, I'd say. I know there's more to it, and hopefully we can learn a little bit more. Other than that, I've kind of changed stuff around. I had a lot of suppressed, no, not so much suppressed, but feature offer eligibility issues for a while. So I was having to choose ASINs with just suppressed listings. So I had to change stuff around a little bit on that setting. And
Do you when you're setting your min and max prices, like what do you normally use? Like how do you decide? How do you set your min and max prices usually?
So what I do is, wait, what?
I use the profit calculator, but how do you do
Oh,
it?
so we list our inventory through Inventory Lab. We even list our FBM through it. And so my set price, what I'm setting is my minimum, and then I have BQool set it plus 50% as my maximum. So I just have it transfer automatically. That's my normal settings right now.
Nice. We are integrated with Inventory Lab, and then so if you have Inventory Lab, you can pull in your costs, and then you can do what Amanda and Andrew they do, and to set like a fixed fee. You could also check Keepa to see what's the highest it's been the last three months, even up to 12 months. And if you set your max prices by that, you're unlikely to get delisted. So it would be because Amazon has got those prices before, it's sold at those prices before, it's less likely that it would get delisted. Yeah, so when you're setting your min and max. And then Amanda said that she uses the profit calculator. And then the profit calculator, we have it for every license, for BQool. Basically, you can set your min and max prices there. We have videos that teaches you how to do this on YouTube. Yeah, so we have different ways that you could calculate your min and max prices based on your costs. Yeah, so one of the important things is to get your costs into BQool, and then you can set your min and max prices using the profit calculator or using our bulk ROI settings. And then we have several different ways to do that. So we have that in our YouTube videos that shows you step by step, like how to do that as well. Yeah, and then for people, if you don't have a lot of listings, you could just insert it manually in as well, and then just use the profit calculator to calculate your min and max prices based on your ROI, your estimated profit, or your estimated profit margin. Yeah, so there's some different ways. Like for the best practices, we would recommend you could use if you don't have a lot of listings, you just put your cost in, and then use your profit calculator just to calculate your min, and you can use the ROI percentages. Typically, best practices, anywhere from for your min price, maybe from like 30%, and then for your max prices, go up to like 50 to like 60%. Yeah, for a lot of the products that you're sourcing. Yeah, whether you're doing OA or whether you're doing RA as well. So we'll continue on here and just share. So basically we have two new plans. One is for newer sellers. The other one, it's our new $50 AI plan. And then for a new $50 AI plan, it includes also our conditional repricing. And then also that's what we have like for inventory-based repricing, our historic days supply. Like there's many different market conditions that you can use. And the most popular one is the inventory-based repricing based on your inventory age. And then so you can reprice differently by how long that you have the product for. You could also reprice differently if you're not winning the buy box. And you can do automation for that. What other advantages are there for the $50 plan?
Yeah, you also will have like access to AI 2.0, and those are the type of rules that are only matching the buy box and will never go to your min price. So like it's really good to use them in Q4 or maybe for some seasonal products or the products that are in higher demand. And also like for $25 plan and $50 plan, all other plans, we also have Seller AMP integration. It's something that we launched quite recently, and we are the only one repricer that is integrated with Seller AMP at the moment. And it actually helps you to import and export listings directly from Seller AMP. So maybe like when you source for the products, you can quickly add your min and max prices, add the rule all through Seller AMP. So it actually allows you to use BQool on your phone, also like in Chrome extension through the Seller AMP. So I think it's also like the time saver, and will help you to make it more productive when you do the product sourcing, because you can see like your keep a graph like in Seller AMP, and you can decide quickly like what is the min price you want to set, what is the max price you want to set, and you can directly import it in BQool through Seller AMP. So I think, yeah, it's something that we think is very powerful.
Yeah. How many people here uses Seller AMP? Like Brian and Amanda and Andrew, do you guys use Seller AMP for your business?
Yes, every single day. And we also have our virtual assistants use Seller AMP.
Oh, perfect. Okay. And so for those of you who are not familiar with this, like we are integrated with Seller AMP. And then so if you go into Seller AMP, like, I'll just show you guys a screenshot here for everyone who's watching here. Like, let's say, let's pretend like you just source these, Nike products from like the Nike website or from another website. You can export it. Once you have it on Seller AMP, if you link your BQool to Seller AMP, you're able to then export a new listing. So in the new listing here, you can put your product cost. Let's say I'm getting this for like $22. You can put any additional cost that you might have, like maybe your prep cost, maybe you're using a prep center, maybe you're shipping it yourself. So let's put like $1.30. Let's say we're using like a prep center. And then you can put your min price and your max price. Because when you're using Seller Amp, like you would check to see, you could check to see like, what min price should you set and what max price should you set. You could check the Keepa inside Seller Amp to help you with that. So this just saves you a lot of time, because then the whole process, right? Like when you are sourcing, you're able to put your cost in, you're able to put your min price and your max price in. And once you've added in here, then after you add it into Amazon, it would automatically pull, and then it would pull, and then it would go into your active listing tab here. Yeah, and then so before you have added into Amazon, it would first go into the Seller Amp listing inside BQool, but then once you have sent it into Amazon, then it's going to put into the active listing tab. Yeah, so that's how you do it, with using Seller Amp and BQool, and then it saves enormous amount of time, right? So like some of the reasons you use a BQool like Repricer is that you want to get more sales. That's one thing. Another one is like you want to get more profits. And then also you want to save time, right? And then so there's different like settings, like how we're different than other repricers in the market is we give you like different settings that you could use, like different AI rules, basically. Yeah. So let's say you're like riding a bike, you're learning how to ride a bike first, and then so you might start out with a bike that only has one speed. But then as you progress, then let's say you're going up the mountain, you're going down the hill, like you're going to switch to different gears. Yeah. So that's why we have different repricing rules rather than having just one repricing rule. So rather than limit you to just one AI repricing rule, we have several different ones that you can use. And then you're asking, well, there's so many rules, like which one should I pick, right? Well, if you're just starting out, you could do exactly what Brian, what Amanda, and also Andrew do. Like you could pick like the AI equalizer first. So you start out from the middle, you go with the AI equalizer. And then if you have products that, you have to move them, you have to get rid of them, then you would move them to, let's say, the AI win sales maximizer. Now, if you have products that you want to get more profits, then you could change it, because like, why would you want to make more profits on those products? It's because there's a limited supply. So you first put on AI equalizer, and then you're seeing like, oh, wow, it's selling really quickly. Then you can change it to, and then yourself, because like a lot of times we don't know how much inventory you have, right? Like only if you're able to replenish this item easily or not. And then so with that knowledge, then you can decide, okay, well, this product, this is a very limited supply, and I know that this product is a hot seller. Then you would change it to the AI match grow profit, which will then try to go down to the buy box, and then increase the price from there. So that's what we recommend, like when you are picking repricing rule. And then and if you get more advanced, then you can use some of the conditional repricing rules that we have as well for higher automation. Yeah. What's your feedback? Yeah. What do you guys think? Like Brian and Andrew and Amanda, like from your usage, like how have you seen the difference when you switch to different rules?
First of all, for me, I don't reprice as often as Andrew does. I'm just going in there periodically, but we've mostly done the AI winning equalizer. The other two I wasn't aware of until this call. So that's super helpful, super informative. We have a few things hanging on for overstock, so obviously we want to use the AI win sales maximizer. That's just my 2 cents. What about you?
Yeah, I use the sales maximizer for a lot of the FBM. I'm not exactly sure if that's the best one, but I know it's December. Things are moving FBM a lot easier, but in general, if you're doing FBM, you have to be more competitive. So I've been doing that mostly for FBM, because I try to FBM whenever I can, if it makes sense. But
Yeah, it does. And also you actually can choose like when you do the rule setting, you can choose like who do you want to compete against. Like, so if you're doing only FBM products, you can choose that you only want to compete against other FBM sellers, or like if you only want to compete against other FBA sellers. So it's another setting that you can do within the rules. And yeah, we have like for all of the rules.
Yeah, and then basically, yeah, like in December, right? Like you're right. Like in December, like right now till the end of the year, you probably have to do a lot of FBM if you're sourcing new products right now, because otherwise you won't be able to send it into Amazon. Like it's not going to check in by the time it goes in, it's going to be like January, right? Yeah. So yeah, definitely for sure. Yeah, for FBM products, you could do that. And then if you know, even if there's very, very high demand for the FBM product, you could even use some of the more profit-focused rule as well for that as well. Yeah, so for sure, yeah, that's definitely a setting that you could do. And basically, like we talked about, like we have a lot of different filters as well. And then, you know, I just wanted to show you guys real quick some common filters that are available that you can use that we find that's real helpful. And then, so let me just share my screen. Filters, basically, you're just finding the active listings that you need to deal with. So let's say, you know, right here, where our filters are, like this is where all the listings are pulled in. And then there's some filters here that you can create. So for example, you can create, you know, filters that have 10 offers or below. You could also create filters here. For example, let's say for your, let's say we want to create those, like we could do like FBA, and then, you know, you could create something that have like, you can like find all the listings that have less than 3 FBA offers on that. And then, so, you know, if you have less than 3 FBA offers and you're an FBA offer, then you might be able to be more profit focused because you're more competitive on that listing, for example. And then you could also find listings, for example, you know, you can see, you know, which listings the buy box is suppressed as well, right? And then, so there's listings that you can do. Let's say the buy box owner right here, you can pick that it's suppressed, and you'll find the listings where the buy box is suppressed. And then we also have a setting for you that you can pick. If the buy box is suppressed, that's within our AI rule as well. So we'll be able to give you some suggestions for that as well. And then also, let's say, like, you know, the units sold the last 7 days, maybe the last 7 days you haven't sold any units, right? And then, so if that's the case, then you might need to look at that listing to see if you are priced competitively, or if there's something you have to do. And another very useful filter as well, right here in our listing health, you could see the competitors that are below your min price. So competitors below your min price, these are the competitors. It just means that that listing, you have a lot of competitors that are under your list price. And then, so if you look at those listings and you're not moving them, then you might need to be more aggressive on your pricing, or you need to put it on a more aggressive rule in order to get you, you know, higher sales. Otherwise, like, that product isn't moving, right? It's stuck there. And then one concept that people need to have is that you have different products, right? And some products, you want to have turnover. And so the more times you turn your product, the faster profit you get. So you could wait like for, you know, 3 months to move a product, but then it's just like cash, right? It's like the opportunity cost, and then it's just hanging there. And then, so a lot of times, like, you know, you do want to hit turnover to move the product so that you can get your money back and you can reinvest it into something else. But if it's a product that you know that is definitely going to sell and it's really popular, then you could put it on a more profit focused rule. Yeah, so that is the difference. Like, you have different AI repricing rules, and the reason for that is because, you know, they're different. Yeah, there's different. Yeah, so the listings is different. The nature of the listing is different, different competition, and then also the way that you source products. Yeah, so that's why we have more AI rules that are catered for you. Yeah, so we're gonna just share, a couple more things here, and then just to let you guys know, this is how we are different than other repricers on the market. First, we have like different AI rules that you can pick. We have those filters that are available that you could use, and then we also have like a profit calculator to calculate your min and max price. So you don't have to keep on like jumping to different panels. You can stay in your repricer to calculate your price so it's more accurate, which will save you time. And then we have the seller amp integration, and there's also no sales cap for us. And then we start at, our AI plan starts at $25. So yeah, let's go into some of the Q&A right now. To open up to ask if you have specific questions that we can answer you. We also had some new features, but while we do the Q&A, we can probably talk about some of those new features as well. Yeah, so yeah, we're open to questions. Yeah, so yeah, let's check the chat and then let's see all the questions that you guys have. We're happy to be here.
I'll kick off a question. As I was kind of saying before, a lot of feature offer eligibility is going on across Amazon platform right now. I've been getting a lot of messages about it lately. And when you're not feature offer eligible, therefore you're not going to get the buy box, even though there is one. I'd had a call with you guys a while ago about this, but I'm not quite sure I really grasped it all that well. And as more and more people, this is becoming a bigger and bigger problem for people. What is the best way to set your repricing when you're not feature offer eligible?
So if you're not feature listed eligible, there's different settings that you could do. Like then in that specific case, we have a feature that is like the suppressed when the buy box is suppressed, and so it's similar to that you are non-featured. Yeah, basically if you're non-featured, you can't win the buy box, and then so what what happens is, right here in our, let me just share my screen here, and I can show you, where some of those settings are, and then you can decide what you want to do. I'm assuming that if you're non-featured, you probably have to go more aggressive on your pricing, yeah, in order for you to even get some sales, yeah, because then you'll never be featured, and then when you click, people have to click on more offers. So you're in that like 20% of the people who, when you can't win the buy box. Yeah. And then so we do have some feature where like you would do like lowest price plus a certain amount or certain feature. Yeah. So here, let me just share my screen. Let me just show you. Okay. So, first of all, you would filter those listings where that you might be, that you're non-featured. And then you would, let's say, specifically you might, find out, find like when the buy box feature, like it's suppressed in that way. And then when you go into like the repricing rule here, I'll just show you the setting here, which we have in our different AI rules. There's a feature here which says like the buy box is suppressed. Or right here, when your product is not buy box eligible. So do you see this feature? So this is in the second page here. When your product is not buy box eligible, and when you're non-featured, that means that you're not buy box eligible. And then so here, you have several choices that you could pick, right? And then so you can use the buy box price, you can use the lowest price. If you pick you as the lowest price, it's the lowest price of that listing. You could use the FBA lowest price, and then you could there's also use FBM lowest price. So there's different options here that you could pick here. So you can
wouldn't lowest price be pretty dangerous?
Lowest price would be pretty dangerous, yeah. So
Yeah.
If you're an FBA seller, you could customize this yourself, right? You could use the FBA lowest price. You could customize your price as well. Yeah, so you could take the FBA plus a certain amount or a certain percentage right here that you want to do. And this way, when your product is not buy box eligible, you can still set your pricing in this way. Yeah. Does this answer your question?
Yeah, and then also the part 2 of it would be the suppressed end of it too, because what do you do when a listing is suppressed? Buy box suppressed.
When the listing is buy box suppressed, what we would recommend, like depending if you're doing FBA or FBM. If you're doing FBA, then maybe you just want to compete with only the FBA offers. And then you would pick FBA lowest price plus or minus a certain number or percentage that you're comfortable with. And then this way, you look at what the FBA lowest price is for that listing, and you add or minus, you add a different amounts. And in this way, you're still competitive when the buy box is suppressed. Because what happens is, like, when the buy box is suppressed, there's no buy box, and then people have to click to more offers, and then more offers. It usually goes by the lowest price, and then so if you want to be higher up at that, then you're going to have to take that as a reference, and you could add a certain number or percentage for you to sell. So that's what we would recommend, like when the buy box suppressed. And we have these different settings that you could do. And from here, we do recommend using FBA lowest price, FBM lowest price, plus a percentage or plus a dollar amount. Yeah. So you're able to actually have this type of versatile setting that is available in BQool for when the buy box is suppressed, when the buy box is not eligible, when you're non-featured. Yeah. And then for more detailed one, we also have it in our rule base, but that's for if you really know that listing really well. For the 90% of the people, you just stay in here and do these settings, and that's going to work for you. Yeah.
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. So, what other questions do you guys have? Like, we'll be happy to answer the questions.
Yeah, let's see the chat here.
Yeah, Nicholas has a good one here.
Okay. So the question from Galen, wait, what's up, Galen? Yeah, or actually, Brian, why don't you check the questions and you answer the ones you think are most useful for you guys? Yeah.
It says here, Galen says, how often does BQool reprice if not using AI?
If not using AI. Well, all our plans, we now offer instant repricing speeds. Yeah, and then we'll have to check, but usually it's as fast as Amazon allows. And then if you could check, depending on how often we get the SQS report from Amazon as well. Yeah, for a very competitive listing, we see anywhere from a few minutes. Yeah, so we've seen that instant repricing speeds, and that's as fast as Amazon allows. And then for role-based settings, it really depends on how often we get the offer from Amazon. Yeah, so that's how it works. Yeah, but for all our plans now, we have instant repricing speeds.
All right, so yeah, let's see what other questions we have here. And yeah, the other question is like, wait.
Yeah, we want to ask the community here, what kind of pain points do you guys have for Q4, specifically around like pricing, repricing, things like that we could help
We
solve.
have a pain point using BQool. So there is an error message coming up after a certain amount of tries of using the profit calculator, and it says that there's Amazon has denied your profit calculation request due to a daily limit reached. What is that limit, and why do we only have enough in 24 hours? It's just a calculator, isn't it?
Yeah. So what's going on is because of Amazon's new policy, there's some fraudulent activities. And then so what they've done, they limit the APIs for some of the users. And then so normally when that happens, you just have to try again, maybe in 5 minutes. Yeah, like just try again 5 minutes later, and that would solve the issue. You could also calculate, using others, like you could use the seller amp, to calculate your min and max prices as well. Yeah, and then you could also have other options out there. Other options to put your to add your min and max prices. We have like the upload file. You could also calculate, other than your cost. You could also use other options that we have to calculate costs. Yeah, so we have a video that shows you how to do that. What we recommend is just to wait maybe like 5 minutes. If the issue still persists, then just contact our support. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Besmir here says, what are the most underutilized features of BQool that smaller or intermediate sellers should focus on to compete effectively against larger sellers?
Some of the more like underused features. Yeah, what are your thoughts? Yeah, what do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I think like if you want to compete against like bigger sellers, like you can try to use conditional repricing. I think this is something that a lot of sellers underutilize, because conditional repricing actually can help you to automate your repricing based on different conditions on the market. You can base it on the unit sold. Maybe let's say like if your unit sold in the last 7 days is higher than certain amount, then like you will use profit-oriented rule. But like if it's lower than certain amount, then like you will use more aggressive rule. So what will happen, like if your product is not competitive enough, then like it will compete more aggressively for the buy box. But like if it's very competitive, like maybe there's not that many other sellers on this listing, like then like it will keep increasing the price. So this is like just one scenario that you can use in conditional repricing, and there's like a lot of different other scenarios that you can try to use. Like for example, a lot of sellers, they like to use inventory age conditions, and what it does is that for the first 30 days it will use profit oriented rule, then like after 30 days it will start to move maybe to AI equalizer, then like after 60 days it will move to AI sales maximizer, and after 90 days it actually will automatically lower your ROI. So like it will change your ROI so you can have like faster sales. And also, like I would say, like filters is something that a lot of people don't use. Like as just Brian mentioned, like yes, he didn't know about the filters. So I think this is also something that can quickly help you to find out like what type of listings that you have, that you can do different type of actions to those listings. Like for example, like the buy box pins or like inventory age. You also all can do like in the filters and apply different type of actions to those listings.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, definitely. For there's definitely the filters. They're underutilized. Like not enough people use them to identify listings that you have issues.
Also, we have like a new columns that you can use, and those columns actually can help you to see what type of listings you have. Like for inventory age, as you can see, like on the right side, like you can see like how many listings do you have, like 0 to 30 days, how many listings do you have, like 31 to 60 days. So you can actually quickly have a clear picture of like what type of listings do you have. And it's actually very useful for the low inventory fees. So yeah, this is another feature. And you also can quickly see like what type of offers you have, like how many offers are FBA, how many offers are FBM. So this is also something that is quite useful that you guys can try to use. And also like this one here, you see like for the quantity, you can quickly see like what, like how many units are inbound, how many units are reserved, like what is the available quantity. So this is like, actually it's a new feature that we have. We didn't have it before.
Yeah, so like just by looking at this, like if you still have like 50 products or 10 products that are inbound, and then you have like X number available, that could help you make a more better repricing decision, right? Like whether you want to put on a more aggressive rule or a less aggressive rule, that would greatly help you. Yeah, and then I think another feature that not enough people use is definitely the seller amp integration. So like, they could easily turn it on here, just right, in the seller amp integration, like you can just turn on right here. If you're using seller amp already, it just takes a few, you just turn it on and then you're integrated. Yeah. And then, so it's really easy to set up. Yeah. So I think that is, not utilized enough. Yeah.
Especially because, like, as Brian mentioned, like, we only have the phone app, and actually, like, with this integration, you can use BQool through the seller amp, because like now, like, you can use it in seller amp on the phone, and like what are the things that you can do like in seller amp is that, like, you can change the rule, you can change the min max price, you can also change the cost if you need, like, so there's like all of the kind of like basic features that you usually will have to use, like you can use them in seller amp for BQool, and also like in Chrome extension as well.
Yeah, we're just looking at the questions here. Yeah, so I hope that answers your question, Bismir. And then, yeah, definitely you could use the filters. You could use, if depending on the plan you have, if you could use other repricing rules, the more advanced repricing rules we have as well. Not enough people, they don't take full advantage of those. Yeah.
Yeah, there's another question from Misha. What is BQool and what is AI? So BQool is a repricer, and like why don't you use repricers? Because like when you sell on Amazon doing online arbitrage or retail arbitrage, you need to win the buy box, because like around 80% of sales there are all coming from the buy box, and when you have like a lot of different listings, you need to compete with other sellers, because like when you're doing online arbitrage, you have like 10, 20, 30 other sellers who are selling exactly the same product as you. And if they're using Repricer, it's going to be very hard for you to win the buy box if you're not using Repricer. And with BQool, yeah, like we will help you to reprice and have the highest chance for you to win the buy box. And why AI is better? And because AI actually going to help you to reprice much faster. Let's say like if you use rule-based, like it will always reprice by the same amounts. But let's say like in this particular case, like you need to reprice by like 10 cents in order to win the buy box. But like if you're using rule based, maybe you set it like that every time you will reprice by 2 cents. So like you will need to have like 5 times to reprice by 10 cents. And with AI, it's just going to be like much faster, and it will go immediately like to the price that it should go. And also like AI also will help you to reprice up when it can. So like it will see like what is the like current situation, and it will reprice down or up based on the like your current situation. So that's kind of like how AI is different, and why more people should use AI, because like usually when people use AI, like they have like more sales.
So basically, you're matching the buy box, right?
It depends on which AI repricing rule you pick. If you use the AI equalizer, it's going to help you get the buy box. And then it's going to check to see whether or not you can raise your price or not. And then instead of like slowly going down, it learns that listing. It learns how the other competitors behave. Do they always reprice? Do they change their pricing like this? And then instead of having to reprice 6, 7 times, it just reprices one. It gets you the buy box, and it tries to increase the price again. So it helps you to get buy box and get sales. Now, if you want to get profits, then you would use like the our AI 2.0, which is the match buy box, and it'll match the buy box and then go above the buy box. So there's 2 different types. One, you want to get the buy box. The other one is you want to match it and go above it. Yeah. So there's 2 different strategies.
It all depends like on what type of listing do you have. Like maybe you have the product that is in high demand, and you know that people are like there's not many other competitors, so you can use this type of rule that will help you to have more profits. But for some other listings you might have a lot of different competitors. So like if you use this type of rule, then it's going to be very hard for you to win the buy box, because like there's like 15 other sellers or 20 other sellers who are repricing very aggressively. So then like you could try to use AI equalizer that will be more aggressive in order to get the buy box for you.
And how many ASINs you should have to subscribe for BQool?
I mean, like right now, like with
Minimum
$25
ASINs you
plan,
should.
like with $25 plan, like we would say like 5, 10 ASINs is a good number, because like $25 plan is basically around 80 cents per day. So it's very affordable. And for the features we have is like premium features that other repricers have like for much higher price. And so like I would say like 10 listings would be enough if you want to start with $25 plan. And we have like 50 AI listings there.
Yeah, especially if you're starting out, like because you want to get more sales when you're starting out, so you could get ungated in more categories. So it's really important to try to get sales as quick as you can as a newer seller if you're starting out.
And we have like 14-day free trial, so basically half month of free, and you don't need to put like a credit card or anything like when you do a free trial, and you can see like how it works for you, and if it helps you to have more sales, and then like you can decide like if you want to subscribe or not. But yeah, so like with a free trial, like for like a lot of customers, what they say like once they start to use a free trial, basically it pays for their subscription like within this 14 days. So I think it's a good way to try out.
Okay. So for how long is the free trial?
2 weeks, so like 14 days.
Got it. Thank you.
No problem. All right, so yeah, let's see what other questions do we have here.
Yeah, are there other questions that people have, burning questions about BQool? We're happy we can answer them right now for you guys.
And if you have like any more private question, you always can reach out to our support as well, support@bqool.com. And
okay, so this question, Bismir, yeah, shout out to you. Says, what are some of the most common mistakes you guys have seen that user make when setting up their pricing rules? Like, what mistakes should you avoid, right? And I think some of the most common mistakes when people like start setting up is like they might like set everything like they might set their max prices like they might go like this, like they might take their max prices and they set it all by a specific amount, stuff like that, okay, plus 50%, and then sometimes that would actually make your products get delisted, and then you have to go and when it becomes delisted, then you have to go into Amazon Seller Central to set your min and max in there, and then inside BQool you have to set your min and max as well. So we've seen that for people who start setting up. Another thing is like a lot of people like once they set it, they forget it. One of the things that we recommend people is that if you sent your FBA products in, then you definitely want to check what your min price, because you first set the min price, and then once the product is checked in and it's available, then we recommend you to check your min price again at that point, because the min price may have gone up, so you could actually make extra money by changing your min price for a product that is fast moving, and this way you could get more profit. So that's one of the things that we've seen people make mistakes in. Another thing that we've seen people make a mistake is that like their min price, like they don't set their min price correctly. So either two things happen: either they don't get any sales, and then they're wondering why don't they ever get any sales, or two, like they're getting the sales like the price too low, and then so you have to be comfortable with the min price that you set to include, and then we have all the different we can include all your other additional costs in there to make sure that you're profitable for the product that you're setting in. And then there's also people who they're leaving money on the table as well, and then so like they just want to have one rule, and then they never ever change the rule. Then we would recommend going back to the repricer, looking at it once a week, just seeing which listings you need to adjust the repricing rules to get you like if you have very low stock for this one item, get more profits, and you can switch it more to a profit focused rule. Yeah, so those are some common issues that people set that I think could be easily fixed as well. And then also another issue is like for suppressed buy box, like people, they don't set the suppressed buy box, like they leave it as the default setting, because if the default setting, then the AI will try to unsuppress the buy box, which will lower your price for that specific listing. So it's important, like if you have listings that have suppressed buy box, then you go into the suppressed buy box setting and set it the way that you want for the repricer to behave. Yeah, so those are some common, common things that people make mistakes in, and that's how you can. Okay, that's how you see it. Okay, the question from Lewis: is there a graphical way to see how BQool has adjusted the price on the listing? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so Lewis, like let me just show you on my screen here. We have let me just share my screen again. So basically, for your listings, right? Like you can go into actions and there's a price history, and you can see how the listing has been repriced for you. So that's one way. So you could actually see all the prices, and then so you go into price history, and then the price history, if there's been repricing activity, up to 5 days, you could put it into your ASIN and you could see how it has behaved. Yeah, so then this would show you exactly how your listing price has behaved. And then I guess another follow-up question is like if you want to see how you perform, there's also a listing performance which you can click, and then the listing performance you can compare how that listing has done, and then you can see like, okay, when I use this AI repricing rule, this is the result I got. If I change to this one, what kind of result can I get? Yeah, so that's something that you can look into. Yeah, and then for this one, you'll be able to see how your price has changed.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, I've seen that area. It's just mainly of like a graphical, like when you get to the dashboard, you have that graph of how the performance is. Just wondering if there was like that, but for the listing itself.
Got it, Louis. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, for price history, this is what we have. Yeah, like you can kind of see. Yeah, it doesn't plot it in a map, but you can see like how it has helped you price. And then if you want to see how it behaved, you go to the ASIN performance, and you can kind of see a trend over the last little while. Yeah. Other questions that in the group that you guys have, like dying questions? Okay, so love to hear, this is from Brian, love to hear best way of transitioning FBA in stock to out of stock and back to in stock.
Does that make sense?
Can you elaborate a little bit more about your question? Yeah.
So as you go, say you go out of stock, right? Would you be turning your repricing off and then waiting for it to go back in stock while it's in, FBA transit, and, who knows what could happen for pricing in between that time, but you also want it to be on once it comes available. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay, so here let me just show you something, a feature that we have. And this is in the settings here. Give me 1 second. Let me just go to the settings. We have a feature here. You can reset your price when it's out of stock. And then you can pause repricing when you're out of stock. And then so like what we would recommend, right? Like, if you're out of stock, like you could first set it to like you could make it to like match your max price or something when it's out of stock. And then you could also pause the repricing when the listing is out of stock as well. Like if it's out of stock for 7 days or more, then you could pause the repricing. And then the important thing is, once it comes back in stock, then you need to turn the repricer back on if you do the setting. So you could pause the repricing if it's out of stock, and then once it comes back, then you would then turn it back on. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think that suffices the end of the question there.
Yeah, so that's how you would do it. And then what you can do is like, if you have the listing, and then you'll be able to check, if there's, inbound, how many is coming in or something like that. Yeah, and then so what you could do as well, like you could also use a filter here, and then you can for the filter you can see which product it's, let's say it's inactive, but it still has some inbound quantity coming in. Yeah, so there should be one that's inbound quantity. Right here, inbound quantity here, yeah. And then if you have inbound quantity, greater than 0 that's coming in, this will filter out the listings that you have inbound quantity coming in, and then you can just quickly see, okay, I should turn on the repricing for them. Like if you have paused the repricing. So that is a way to do that. Yeah, to pause your repricing when you're out of stock, and then when you have stock again, then it starts repricing again.
I do have a recommendation. So,
oh, sure. Yeah, sure. We'd love to hear. Yeah.
A while ago, I set my entire category to a certain ROI, and I accidentally sold inventory at a lower price than I wanted to. So just be careful doing bulk repricing, especially on like your entire catalog, for example, because I was selling through stuff that I didn't want to at that price. And just be careful with that. I love the bulk feature. I just selected too many ASINs that I should have.
Yeah, also like one thing you can do is like you can use a grouping. So like you can put some different type of listings in one group, and like you have like different groups of the listings, and then like you can do like the bulk ROI just for those group, and then like this way, like I think it's also another way to prevent it. So I think like grouping feature also would help.
I was like, whoops, I'm making a lot of sales. Hold on, this is not the price I want. Fix this quick.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, you got to be careful when you're doing the bulk setting. It saves a lot of time, but you just got to make sure, like, and so sometimes like what we've seen some larger sellers do, they like to take some of their listings and then they would group them. Like if it's something that they continue to resell over and over again, then they'll add them to a group, and then the group would appear right here. Like and then in the group, then they would do the bulk setting in there. Yeah, so that's something we've seen some larger sellers do for listing they continue to resell over and over again. Yeah, so that's another option. But yeah, thanks for the tip. Yeah, Andrew. Yeah, definitely for sure. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Yeah. Well, yeah. So it's really great to see everybody. Oh, there's some more questions here. Let's see if there's any other questions. Okay, Walmart integration. Well, if there's a lot of people asking for Walmart integration, then we'll have that on the roadmap. Right now, we have so many features that we still want to release out, and for Amazon community. So it's not the highest priority for us at this point in time. But it's definitely an important thing, because I know more and more sellers are also selling on Walmart. It's definitely growing. Yeah, there's a lot of people, like in Amazon's a little bit sometimes get saturated, so people are selling also on Walmart as well. Yeah, so we hear you. Yeah, we hear you. Yeah, but a lot more people ask us about it. Then we'll prioritize on that. Yeah.
Samuel,
and if you guys like have sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry, Alex.
Oh,
go ahead.
you go first. No, you go first.
I know it's been asked in the chat, and we're really antsy about it. I don't know. Does BQool have an app?
For app, we would recommend you to use like Seller Amp since you're using Seller Amp, and then you can set your min and your max prices in Seller Amp. Yeah, and then they have a Chrome extension. They are on the app store as well. And then you're able to look at your listings from there, and you can set your min and max prices and change them there as well. Yeah.
Chrome extension.
Also, like for your pricing
Oh.
rule, you also can change it.
They could also
always.
change your repricing rule as well on the go. Yeah. So that's also available. Yeah. And
Oh, that's great. Because
yeah.
trying to do BQool on the phone on the browser is kind of like not the easiest
Yeah,
thing.
it's a little. Yeah, it's a little bit. You still manage to, but it's still it's a little bit small. I do understand that. Yeah.
So yeah, Solar will help. Yeah.
And
And
then yeah.
And if you guys like have like any like other questions like about like or more detailed questions, you always can schedule a call with BQool team, like with our support, and they will always be very happy like kind of like to go through your settings, because sometimes like you might be kind of like curious like how you can do like this type of setting, or maybe what else you can do. So like our like support team always can have a scheduled call with you and go through your account, through your asins, and give you some best suggestions for your particular case.
Yeah, like one of the important things for me when I'm picking a software, when I'm using, is like I would love to have like live chat support, because I find that's quite useful and important, because I might not know all the settings, and you know like the UI, like everybody has different tastes of UI. So like for some people it might be really easy. For some other people, they might like a different type. And then so for the support, like what's important for me is like getting like we have live chat support, and I can get all my questions answered. Yeah, and then so we have live chat support from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern time. So that's available, and we also have you can also register. You can also get a call. You can also request a call to have somebody speak to you from BQool to help you go through your account and set it up for you together. Yeah, so I think that is a great tool. And then we also have, let me just share the last thing we have here. Yeah, we also have a Udemy course that's available as well. So you can make sure to, sign up. We have a Udemy course, bite-sized pieces that you could sign on Udemy. And then also, definitely check that out. You see your Udemy course. It's free. And then it gives you like bite-sized pieces, like if you want to learn on your own. And then we also have, also make sure to follow us on our BQool Samuel or BQool accounts for more tips and knowledge as well. Yeah, so like we're really happy to be here and answer all your questions. And then we're happy that we appreciate Brian and Amanda and Andrew for inviting us. And then also they have a lot of experience using BQool themselves. Yeah, so and then for you guys, like what's the biggest difference from when you started using BQool and you stopped and when you didn't use BQool, like before you use BQool and after you use BQool?
Well, to this day, I know when Andrew has been repricing, because we'll see a huge spike in our sales. Like he'll leave the computer room at our house and I'll be like, were you just repricing? Because I'll keep getting these notifications saying sale, 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 sale. And it's amazing how fast it works. That's my 2 cents. Did you have any?
It's been great ever since we tried the free trial. Instantly the sales are, I can't remember exactly the numbers, but it was insane. Like we were pretty new then, and just sales skyrocketed. And I was like, are you serious? I barely did anything yet. I can only imagine what the other features are and stuff.
Like you've seen in the chat, we barely even knew about any of these features that you're talking about. And we've already been hogging the buy box or getting the buy box 23% of the time over the last month.
Huge.
We're not doing anything and except using the very basic stuff. And now we just learned about a bunch of stuff. I can only imagine that our buy box share is going to go up. And so that's been super helpful. 2 other things that's been super helpful is the amount of support that you provide. You have ongoing webinars all the time, and your YouTube channel is super helpful. And whenever we see you in person at networking events, you're always like, how's BQool going? Do you have any recommendations? Is there any way that we can make it better? I love that about you guys, and you're so personable. So thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if I should share this, but I remember the first time I met Amanda and Andrew was actually when I was on a boat, and then I saw them proposing. Yeah, so that was incredible. Yeah, like Andrew was on his knee. I was like, whoa, what's that? Yeah, those guys made
Miami
an
Seller
impression on
Conference,
me.
you've got to go. It's magical. I might be a little biased.
Yeah, so that was awesome. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for having us. And then what about you, Brian? Yeah. How's your experience been with BQool and before and after? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, totally just taking that time to go through your inventory, at least I'd say at least once a week, just to adjust even just those pennies, definitely skyrocketed things. It was when I first started the whole BQool thing, my account and whatnot, it was like almost turbocharging it. I was like, huh, where's all this coming from? But I mean, if you have your mins too high, you're not going to get the sales regardless. So just by adjusting stuff a little bit helps.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then yeah, it's been great. It's been a great journey, and we continue on, continue going strong in this Q4. Yeah. And then so yeah, I wish everyone the best. And for your business. Yeah, and wish you guys very early Merry Christmas, and yeah, and have a good December here. Yeah, the end of the year. Yeah, go to yeah, get that business. And then yeah, and relax more when you're in January, I guess. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Sam and Alex. And we'll see you in Miami in May, right?
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah. And then or somewhere else. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we visit all the time. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks everybody.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thank
It's a
you for
great call.
attending.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See you guys.
All right.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.